whatever like that. But again, we're talking 2007, so we're talking late 2000s, and it was very important to get signed. And you wanted to, labels were really, really into collecting talent. Now, keep in mind, from a historical standpoint, there's no Pop, there's no Biggie, they're gone, right? So now you have this new wave of MCs, and then these labels are really trying to form I guess this is the best way I can put it. With the fall of Death Row, with the fall of Bad Boy, these labels are trying to put together conglomerates that can now take over. So you had Rough Riders over here. You had Rockefeller over here. You had Cash Money down south. So everybody was trying to kind of get together. And because, with the fall of two of the biggest labels with two of the biggest artists in the world, there was now a lane. So, and I guess that's the best way I can put it. There was now a lane. And so for Puff to really, really get Bad Boy back to where he wanted them to be. Now, of course, there's nobody that's going to replace Biggie, right? But if you're Puff, why not get a Jay Electronica? You know what I'm saying? You got to, because at this point, all you have, Mace was still there, I think. Yeah.
So this is 08, 09.
Was Mace gone? Was he in church?
Back, he was back gone again.
Okay.
At that point.
Was he in church by then?
08, 09, he's got French Montana, I'm assuming around that time.
So he's struggling.
yeah. I mean, I'm talking about for hip hop credit.
Yeah, hip hop, yeah.
Like where you I don't have a lyricist on my label.
Exactly.
I got some fun songs, maybe.
You still got, the R&B side, but your powerhouse. Yeah.
2005 is probably the last. 2004, 2005 is the last bonafide bad boy outside of Puffy pushing his product.
That's
with the Last Train to Paris and
that's it.
Dirty Monies and all those push. But some where another artist shined is probably 05, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Frenchie too. Frenchie.
You just said Shine was Shine was gone too.
Shine is old. Oh, dude, I saw Shine in his last performance. That is 01.
Oh yeah, because Shine was in jail by then.
Yeah, that's what I saw Shine in his last performance. Shout out to Northern Illinois University. I was there for his last show. It was him and Twist.
Wow.
It was him and Twist on the same bill.
That's crazy. So I just wanted to paint that picture, folks. So no, he at this point, it makes sense for Puff and everybody else to go after Jay Electronica, who is the hottest rapper on the street, but Puff couldn't sign him. So what do you? Puff couldn't sign. I wonder, and that's a question. I guess I would love to have this question for Jay Electronica. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you sign with Puff? I would love it to be outside of a vacuum of what's going on, the drama with Diddy right now, or Puff right now, because it's easy to be like, oh, well, you obviously you see what happened here. I'm talking. I wish it was an interview or a talk about that was a year. Before all this stuff happened. Yeah,
before all that, because it's easy to scapegoat it, and it could have been like, oh well, Rock Nation ended up giving me an extra $100,000, and that could be the case.
Could be the difference. And I mean, there was a virtual bidding war, for this guy, and rightfully so. And again, he's only got a couple of songs out, but you could see the potential. And you knew that if you got this guy in the studio, locked it down, and you gave him, 12 songs, you gave him a budget, you gave him all of this. And he wasn't a flashy guy. I mean, at least by his appearance, he wasn't somebody that had a whole bunch of gold chains or platinum at that particular time.
Nation of Islam member.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't even coming at you on that vibe, but he was spitting stuff that make you stop and literally listen to every word that he said, and you was hanging on and trying to figure out what it was he was saying and what was going to be the next line. And he was dope. And I mean, like you said, a supreme lyricist. And really, if we're being honest, by that time in the 2000s, rap was moving away from lyricism, but to have somebody come like that, Jay Electronica was a breath of fresh air.
And he was a Southern guy. That was a thing. I think of a lot of it that really, at least for us hip hop heads, that was a thing of like the dude from New Orleans,
right? And
he's spitting.
Because at that point in time, you got Cash Money, you got,
and it's so crazy. So guess who won the best rap solo performance that year for 2009?
2009. It wasn't Juvie, was it?
No. Another New Orleans resident.
Oh, Wayne.
Wayne won for $1 million.
Wow. So there you go.
Okay, you know what? Let me do 2010 because that was the 2009. That was before that. So keep going.
Okay.
Because I was interested in like who won it. Hold on. Actually, I'm right here now. Okay. So best rap solo performance. All right. I'm gonna give you the 4 people that were nominated. All right. And I think
is this Grammys or BET?
It's Grammys.
Okay.
This is Grammys for 2010 because that song came out December 2009. So it had been basically sent over to 2010 for that Grammy. DOA, Death of Autotune, Jay-Z.
Okay.
Best I Ever Had, Drake. Beautiful, Eminem. Day and Night, Kid Cudi. Casa Bay, Mos Def.
Damn. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Eminem.
No, DOA.
Wow. Wow.
And then so another category you could have been in. I'm gonna give you these here.
Okay.
Different songs. Best rap song.
Mm-hmm.
Run This Town, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Best I Ever Had, Drake. Day and Night, Kid Cudi. Dead and Gone, T.I., Justin Timberlake. DOA, Death of Autotune, Jay-Z.
Best song, that might be T.I. and Justin Timberlake.
Run This Town.
Wow. Listen, the Grammys, see now the Grammys don't judge like that now. At least from what I heard. I don't watch.
No. The Grammys, I feel like the Grammys are getting better with their judgments.
Dog,
at least for the black categories.
I stopped with the Grammys. Probably about 10 years ago, man. It's just too much politics, man. Just too much BS. Because like the categories to me and the artists never, and I know we go off on a tangent, but
yeah,
they never fit to me. Like you shouldn't have, T.I. in going up against somebody like Mos Def. Like they're not in the same, like if you put a Mos Def song up, I can't think of a Mos Def song that would have been qualified for Song of the Year in his whole career.
Miss Fat Booty.
But that's that's a big record. That's a huge record for Mos Def. But I don't think that's a Song of the Year record. That song isn't comparing to
Casa Beta. That's a weird song.
That's my point.
It's almost like y'all just threw that in there to try
that's my point.
To try to solidify the category.
That's my point. If you look at
it's still real hip hop. We got Mos Def with Casa Bay.
And I think that's why they put him in, because like they can say, okay, well, hey, this guy's not street, so we're including everybody. We got the neo rapper, we got the neo soul rapper over here. We got no, man. Come on, that's and the same with R&B. When you throw in, you have these.
Even if you go back though, Kyle, and go back and look at like just the black categories, you'll be like, yo, nobody's playing, and like God bless the dead. On no hate to Natalie Cole, but she won some Grammys over some songs that we book right now, and nobody's playing no Natalie Cole joints. No disrespect to her with that.
Oh, no question.
I'm just saying, like the longevity of Natalie Cole's song is not.
No, and the thing about it is
3 Grammys.
Oh, and that's the thing, because like, and I tell people all the time, some of your favorite songs, some of your favorite albums were never nominated for Grammys
and never recognized.
Just like I sent out a tweet the other day. They're going to recognize Frankie Beverly, rest in peace, at this year's Grammys.
Never been nominated for a Grammy, has he?
Never, ever. And so it's like, man, the hell with y'all. You do this now, and listen. For those of us who know, we know Frankie Beverly was not himself singing wise for the last 5 years or so.
No, I'll say longer than that.
So even in saying that, exactly. Okay, so even in saying that, people knew that Frankie wasn't in the best of health. You could have done this years ago, but you had you did a 50-year, and I don't have much beef with the 50-year salute to hip hop. But you did a 50-year salute to hip hop where you had a 14-minute montage of songs, and then you turn around and you give Khaled an 8-minute song with him and Jay-Z. Come on, man. And you can't carve out 10 minutes for Frankie Beverly. I mean, so I'm the wrong person to ask, because I don't care about the Grammys, but just since we brought it up, I just had to go my tangent.
So okay, let's get into the what if. What if Jay Electronica dropped that album? What would it mean? Or what could it have been? Because I've listened to interviews. Just Blaze said there's 18 songs that he produced.
Wow.
That were ready to go that we will never hear.
Mm-hmm. I think a couple of things happen. I think one, Jay Electronica establishes himself as a rookie of the year type, MC, and he has a stamp and a foot in the game. You mentioned he's from New Orleans. He's not somebody that necessarily sounds like they're from New Orleans. So like you wouldn't necessarily confuse him with Juvenile or Wayne or Baby and all that or Manny Fresh and those guys.
Now, I mean, do you feel Currency sounds like he's from New Orleans?
He doesn't sound like it, but when you hear him talk, he does. Like his music,
his rap style though.
Yeah, his rap style. No, it doesn't sound like it. But I mean, but you can hear if you listen close enough, you can hear the influences and hear, like where he comes from. But I think ultimately he establishes the lane for himself because again, he lands on Rock Nation, Rockefeller. Well, I don't want to say Rockefeller, Rock Nation, and then that's another feather in the cap for them as they push forward. Moving into that, because
that's a new label at the time too, Kyle.
That's a new label.
That's a new label at the time. It's 2009.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brand new label. Dame and Jay have split. They split in what 06, 07?
Yeah, right around there.
So this is a brand new label though. So Jay Electronica is one of their first crown and jewels for them to move over.
So I mean that he does that. And then also, a little gamesmanship. If you can take him from Rock Nation, if you can take him from New Orleans and put him in Rock Nation, you don't have to worry about him being on Cash Money. You don't have to worry about him being on No Limit or what was left of No Limit. You don't have to worry about him being with any of your other competitors. So, the sky's the limit. And then you have access to being at Rock Nation. You got access to the Just Blazes. You got access to the Kanye's. You got access to some of the best producers at Timberlands. So I mean, like the sky would have been the limit for this guy.
If you like that, what we talking on this Hip Hop What If, make sure you tap in and go over to Hip Hop What If and subscribe right now because it's all kind of different discussions we're gonna be having on there, and maybe one of your favorite artists may be on there in this episode of What If.